In its latest proposal, the ECG is calling for an increase of about 225%, moving the charge from 19 pesos per kilowatt hour to nearly 62 pesos. The company argues the adjustment is needed to restore its financial health, cover rising operational costs, and recover investment in Ghana's power distribution network. The PURC is, however, yet to make a decision on the matter, and we'll be going over to the phone lines. Martin?
Absolutely, and we've been joined by Dr. Shafiq Suleiman. He's joined us for a quick chat on this. He is the Executive Secretary of the PURC. Doc, good evening and thank you for joining us on 3FM.
Me on 3FM, and good evening to all your cherished listeners.
We're told that you have received a proposal from the Electricity Company of Ghana, one of your main companies that you work with very closely. 225% increase is what they are proposing. They seem to have justified it in their proposal that they needed to be able to stay afloat or at least be efficient. You can confirm this to us, and if so, how is this feasible?
Okay, thank you very much. PURC, as you are aware, we are mandated to conduct tariff reviews, and there's a period where we call the multi-year tariff order, where we conduct a 3 to 5 year multi-year tariff review of the utilities, and then we use that as the baseline to actually conduct the quarterly tariff review. And 2025 is actually the beginning of the year of conducting a multi-year tariff order. And then we started the process last three months, and then we conducted what we call investment hearing, where all the utilities submitted their various investment proposals for us to analyze and understand the kind of investment they'll be doing to actually facilitate or improve what we call quality of service, and as well satisfy the Ghanaian consumer. In the process of the multi-year tariff order, we also had in it the submission of what we call tariff proposals. So the utilities as well over the weeks submitted their tariff proposals. And as the name suggests, tariff proposals. They are proposals that the utilities submit to the Commission, and the Commission creates, the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission creates an avenue for the consumer or the Ghanaian consumer to question the utilities, to actually let the utilities confirm and defend their proposals, especially tariff proposals. And that's what we started today. So we call it stakeholder engagement. Today, PURC actually started the multi-year tariff order, tariff proposal stakeholder engagement. And in the engagement, ECG submitted to the general public. So we met the CSOs today. They submitted to the general public that they are requesting for, or they are proposing that the Commission and Ghanaian community or the Ghanaian consumer considers increasing or adjusting their tariff by 225%. Let me state that it's not only ECG. Ghana Water is also requesting for almost the same amount, 200% tariff proposal adjustment. Ghana Gas is requesting for 97% tariff adjustment. Ghana Great Company Limited is also requesting for around 100% tariff adjustment. Enclave Power is also requesting for a tariff adjustment. VRA, Volta River Authority, is also requesting for a upward tariff adjustment. And it is obvious. I mean, if at all times the utilities are looking for improving their quality of service, it will require investment. And the only way to gain the investment is to increase their prices or their tariffs. And they are just making the proposal anyway. So myself in the Commission and the Commission itself and all the commissioners and then all the major stakeholders within the Commission, in consultation with the stakeholders, that's the consumer, and then all major stakeholders will review all these proposals, and whether or not we would give them the required or requested 25% will be based on whatever discussions we have and analyzing whether or not they really require the tariff proposal they are requesting for, And if we even give them, what are they using it for? Will they be able to use it to actually improve what we call quality of service for the consumer, whilst mindful what we call the socio-political economic factors? We are putting all these parameters in place to ensure that the utilities are responsive and are accountable for whatever they are proposing. And we are also analyzing it to consider whether or not to give them that adjustment. So it's a proposal. Okay. And that's what we are looking at now till the end of September, even getting into the middle of October, before we can collate all these views and come out with our analysis to see whether or not there could be an upward or a downward adjustment in the multi-year tariff order, and we'll use that as a basis to do the quarterly tariff adjustment.
I mean, clearly, it's good that you've put this in proper perspective for, majority of our listeners who may not know that this is just a proposal. The 225% increase is just a proposal, after which there will be deliberations, and then there will be a final outcome which would inform what quarterly tariff increment we are likely to pay. But it looks as though all the utilities are asking for an increment, and some of them seem quite on the high side. And over the years, we've been paying these tariffs, but many would still argue that we do not get commensurate output in terms of efficiency. What does the PURC make of the fact that consistently there are increments, but then comparatively we do not seem to be enjoying how much we are paying for?
Thank you. And as you can see, if you go through the PURC Act, that's Act 538, which states the mandates of the Commission, it indicates that's in Section 17, that we are supposed to take care of the interests of the consumer, the interests of the investor, to ensure that the investments are viable and they can actually provide a return to the various investors. So taking care of the interests of the consumer requires the Commission to constantly monitor the performance of the utilities. And you can see, previously, let's say there may be some up and down activities with the performance of the monitoring of the utilities. But from the beginning of the year, when the resetting agenda took place, you can see consistently that PURC working with the various utility service providers, and then the Ministry of Energy have been consistently working on providing quality of service, and that's keeping the lights on. And I can assure you, workings within the utilities, that's with electricity, which is much more common, you have realized that there's drastic improvement. Drastic. If I say a 360 turnaround in the provision of quality of service from electricity generation and making it available to the consumer, and ensuring that from VI, the power generation companies, through Gridco, the power distribution and transmission companies, through to ECG, they've been drastic improvements in their performance over the last couple of months. And that's, we say, thanks to the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and then the Minister of Energy, and then PURC working together with the utilities to actually reset the energy sector. Then let's come to water. Water quality services are gradually also picking up. The revenue down to the water sector now, you'll be shocked that they've been almost a 50% increase in their total revenue collections. And they are also working together with all the sector agencies to ensure water that is delivered to the consumer, it is consistent, and it is also done in a very progressive manner. We are just gradually seeing the change and revolution, but gradually I can assure you that in the next year or two, you'll be seeing much more improvement in the delivery of quality of service in both water and electricity. And for that matter, we are also looking at gas and other utilities that we are all enjoying for the time being. So both in terms of quality of service and in terms of the investment that are required to sustain the sector, we are getting a reset completely in these utilities. And then I think if you can also attest, wherever you stay and wherever all your workers around your area stay, you can attest that there's been an improvement in power stability, and also there's been an improvement in the flow of water. The water sector really needs much more concentration because of the issues of mining and galamsey on water production at the various production sites. But you know that it's a collective assignment that all Ghanaians must put together to ensure that we improve holistically the supply of water, especially from the production sites that are affected by mining for that matter, galamsey.
Right.
But I can assure you, for now, PURC is working adequately with all the various utilities, and we are making tremendous progress, focusing on the resetting agenda of the president, and then trying to also turn around the fortunes of Ghana's development and economic trajectory. So
right, and it is fair to say that we actually have had, at least from some reports we've had, power generally has been stable across the country. So commendations to ECG and the adjoining stakeholders in the power sector. In conclusion, yes, it is a proposal. You are still receiving more. When are we likely to hear from the PURC as regards new tariffs?
Okay, thank you. You've forgotten to comment PURC because we look at commendations to also PURC and all the commissioners that are here working day to day, and all the management of PURC working day and night to ensure that the Ghanaian consumer is protected, then the Ghanaian utility investor is as well protected.
Certainly.
But I can assure you, we are on a systematic roadmap to complete the stakeholder consultation by the end of September, getting into October. So we are looking at the MITO, that's the multi-year tariff order, coming online, being announced maybe in November, to take effect in December. So all these proposals that we are taking and all this investment we are looking at, we are looking at an announcement to take effect in 1st January, most likely, while keeping in mind that there will be a quarterly tariff adjustment before the MITO.
Okay. Right. Doc, thank you so much for making time to speak with us this evening. Dr. Shafiq Suleimana is the Executive Secretary of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you.
And he's just been sharing, a number of the proposals that have been submitted by the utility companies, utility cuts across, so is water, electricity, they are the most popular ones. But when you break down electricity, for instance, or power, we know that there's VRA, there's Gradeco, there is also a number of other key players in the value chain who all ensure that we have stable power in our various homes. Then there's also Ghana Water Company, and they have been lamenting very seriously in the last few years about how the impact of galamsey is frustrating their efforts at providing clean water for us in our various homes. So they need these monies or these increments to help them, improve the services that they provide. But you are the final consumer. What do you make? How is it a chicken and egg situation where we need to give them how much they need so we can demand the exact amount of, the exact quality of service we require, or we need to get them to give us the proper quality, then we can pay for it? What do you make of that argument of whether or not this is a chicken and egg situation? Our Facebook page and our YouTube channel is also there for you to express yourself, because you are part of the show. This is Hot Edition on 92.73 FM. Let's shift our attention to education now, and the same